In this session, we explore the architecture of illumination. Using ideas from A Course in Miracles, we will map how the ego constructs a dark foundation in the mind and how that structure can be dismantled. Our goal is to understand, step by step, how thought can move from fear back to light. We begin with the authority problem, the mind's core conflict. The mind, symbolized as the sun, secretly wishes to replace its source, God. This mistaken desire to father the Creator generates all perceived inner conflict. Recognizing this delusion of origin is the first step in correcting it. The ego rests on an illogical premise. It insists that what the mind made, the ego itself, has now become the mind's creator. To survive, the ego must persuade us that cause and effect are reversed. The key question is, if you made the ego, how could it possibly have made you? Here we contrast two mental architectures. The ego structure is built by projection, leading to obscurity, isolation, and fear. God's structure is created by extension, radiating light, connection, and reality. Our experience depends on which architecture we choose to operate from. Perception functions on a gradient of proximity. As we move toward the center of God's thought system, our inner light and clarity increase. As we move toward the ego's foundation, our experience darkens and becomes confused. Direction, not distance, determines how clearly we see. This framework compares illusion and reality. Illusion operates through projection, sourced in the ego, anchored in a dark cornerstone, and moving toward obscurity. Reality operates through extension, sourced in God, with you, the sun, as cornerstone, moving steadily toward light and truth. The dark cornerstone represents the ego's hidden premise. It lies in the lowest level of the mind, carefully concealed because it cannot withstand honest examination. The entire ecosystem depends on keeping this foundation unchallenged, buried in fear and unquestioned assumptions. Intervention begins with a lamp, a symbol of inner guidance. We are not asked to enter the darkness alone. The guide, or spark in the mind, accompanies us. Our task is to bring this light deliberately into the obscurity where the cornerstone lies, trusting that we are supported throughout. Step 1 is to approach without shrinking. We practice the willingness to look directly at the ego's foundation without denial. Carrying the lamp of truth, we allow light into the deepest levels of mind. Courage here means simply not turning away from what we are now ready to see. Step 2 is to judge with perfect honesty. In the presence of light, the ego's camouflage fails. We examine the claim that we created our own creator and test it logically. Under honest judgment, this premise collapses as impossible. Integrity of thought dissolves the deception. Step 3 is to open the stone of terror. We do not attack the cornerstone, we expose it. By allowing light to enter, the fear that depended on secrecy loses its power. The structure breaks apart because its only strength was concealment. Transparency becomes the agent of release. When the stone opens, we discover meaninglessness at its core. The ego's ultimate secret is that there was nothing there, no real threat, only a defense against a perceived void. We learn that what we feared was based on nothing, and that our anxiety rested on empty assumptions. With the false foundation gone, the mind's true architecture appears. The real cornerstone is not terror, but the mind itself, extending in light. We recognize that God's creation centers in us as His Son, and that His thought system is pure illumination, with unseen rays still to be remembered. Synthesis occurs when we choose the will to remember God. This is a deliberate shift of allegiance, from projection to extension, from the dark cornerstone to the reality of light. Guided by the lamp and honest judgment, we rise out of meaninglessness into the experience of truth. The journey concludes not in loss, but in restoration. The guide's role is to return the mind to its true source, described here as the call of love. We are invited to respond with willingness and joy, allowing ourselves to be led back to a relationship grounded in trust and shared purpose.